Hello everyone and welcome to week 5. This week I'm not in front of the camera, I'm doing voiceover because that voiceover relates to one of your assignments this week. Let's go ahead and start talking about assignments. Remember that PSA voting is over, so if you have not voted or you did not vote in the previous assignments, you need to do that now. You will not have another chance. Voting will be officially closed, so if you vote after today, your vote will not be counted. The first assignment for this week is a skill building assignment, which we've had in the past. This week you're going to find a video online that uses a camera or editing technique that you would like to learn to use. This could be from a tutorial video or a music video you like, or maybe a vlog that you watch, or even a TV or movie. If it is a longer video, please put the time code of the skill you want to learn. For instance, in a 5-minute video clip, the technique may occur somewhere around 3 minutes and 14 seconds. So you need to make a note of that in the email that you send. Also in the email, I need 3 sentences describing how you would use this technique for one of your future projects and why you found it interesting. Once you found the video, you're going to send the link, the time code, and the description to my email, leegionmedia@gmail.com. The next assignment I think is pretty exciting. It is a scene breakdown. We've done some scene breakdowns in class when we talk about the camera in a conversation and why certain angles are chosen. So this is just an expansion of that. Instead of me breaking down the scene for you, however, you're going to break down the scene for me. So I've attached some instructions below. In the description, there's some links to some scene breakdowns. So go ahead and look at those for a little context. And then I'm going to tell you what I expect your scene breakdown to look like. In your scene breakdown, you're going to find a specific scene in a movie or TV show and break it down like a director would. This scene shouldn't be too long. And remember, each scene is usually contained into one setting. So if the movie takes you from inside an office building to a construction site, when you change from the office building to the construction site, you're moving from one scene to the other. So just choose one scene to break down. There are some popular examples again in the description below, and you can click those and check it out. And there are many ways to break down a scene. For instance, you can break down the camera position in a scene. You can break down how the camera moves in a scene. In this breakdown, you'll be telling us what kind of camera shot it is and why it's being used. Why the camera is staying in one place or why it's moving. What ideas or feelings is the director trying to communicate through these camera shots? You can also break down a scene based on the story, the characters, and the acting. What are the characters going through? Why is the scene important? Does this scene change a character or help him or her make a crucial decision? Often the use of camera angles and camera movement are related to the story. They're directly connected. When you start to do your scene breakdown, you cannot use any of the scenes in the examples below. Once you've chosen it, you're going to send me a link to the scene that you've chosen, so it needs to be somewhere on YouTube. Then you need to send me an audio file of your breakdown. I should be able to watch the video and listen to your audio file at the same time. So if, for instance, you choose a video that's 5 minutes long, your audio file should also be 5 minutes to match it. If you don't want to do an audio file version of a breakdown, you can also type it out, but it's a little more work. When you type out a breakdown, it has to have time codes. I've put an example of a written breakdown in the description below. This is my written breakdown of a scene from the new Netflix movie Extraction. Now, I only cover a couple of seconds of this scene, as this scene is 12 minutes long. It's a very interesting scene from a cinematographer's point of view, but I just break down the first few minutes and talk about where the camera is, what movements the camera is making, and why it's making those movements. Again, I think watching the examples is going to give you a really good idea of how you want to approach the breakdown of a scene. Remember, it can be more about the camera movement and position, or it can be more about the story and the characters, or it can be a combination of both. As a matter of fact, the best breakdowns are a combination of both. And finally, we have our last 2 assignments. We're going to revisit 2 assignments from last week. Comer's Classic Painting Challenge, which many of you chose to do and sent me some really interesting photographs. So hopefully more of you will take on that challenge this week.
All right, so here's your assignment. I want you to reenact a famous painting. There's an Instagram challenge out there. There's the hashtag, which means between art and quarantine. I want you to find a picture of a famous painting and recreate it with the things around your house. So do not leave the house to go to Walmart to buy stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, here are some examples. Believe it or not, I am not the first teacher to come up with this idea. So I was able to quickly pull some together and find some examples for you. Now, they are not to be copied exactly. But, I mean, you could use some of the same paintings. I'd be okay with that. So here's one. You notice there's this is a famous painting, and this person recreated it, pretty well. She didn't go all out. She just, don't have the earrings and necklace, which is something that I would say maybe would have been an easy thing to put in there, even if it was just tinfoil. Who knows? Very simple. A popped collar and a hat. Boom. Trying to get it to light the same way. Trying to get it to you got the quarter profile look instead of the straight profile. It's nice. This straight up just the guitar and the way the hand is laid and the way her head is drooped tells me, that's exactly what that story is. Maybe she could have crossed the legs a little bit more like the picture, or the portrait, but it's pretty close. Oh, and this guy right here, that guy, nailed it. Oh my God, this is art incarnate. Oh my God, boom. Y'all have fun. This is due Friday. Thanks, bye.
Despite what Mr. Comer may have said, this assignment is actually due on Tuesday. So not Friday, but next Tuesday, just like all assignments have been for the last few weeks. Also this week, we're going to revisit the DIY camera tricks I showed you last week from some Instagram examples. Being stuck at home like we are most of the time can lead to boredom, and I think trying to make some of these simple camera tricks work, it'll be a cure for that boredom for at least 15 or 20 minutes. These are all DIY camera effects. That stands, of course, for do it yourself. These camera effects are easy to do with normal household objects and a cell phone. So I'm going to include several different types and several examples of each, and then you can choose which 2 that you do.
Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this?
I think I'm losing my mind, trying to stay inside the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm losing my mind, trying to stay inside the lines. It's like you're running in place. Yeah.
So you'll choose 2 of these different camera effects, put them together in a video, upload it to YouTube, and of course send me that link. So that's all I have for you this week, and that'll take us up to May the 8th. So our time in the classroom is winding down. But it's very important that you all finish these assignments in a timely manner so that you can improve your grade. A lot of you are going to walk away from this quarantine e-learning with a perfect 100 this 9 weeks, which is something I almost never do. So keep up your work in my classes and in all your other classes. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope I get to see you soon.